You know, there's so many great creators, designers, and artists out there, and they just, you know, a lot of them, like me back in the day, didn't have the means to have a gallery show or an exhibition or start out with a runway show or, you know, put out a full page ad in the magazine. And so the only way we were able to really express our ideas was through very simplistic mediums. Stickering campaign is great, you know, or a wheat pasting, but it's all sort of very illegal in a way. When the t-shirt sort of came about as this medium of being able to express our ideas, it was so cool because it was like graffiti where you can get it on a lot of different surfaces, but it was legal. And not only was it legal, but it might actually be profitable. Like you could actually make money doing this. So here's a way that you can express your renegade thoughts and ideas, you know, and do it in a fairly cheap, accessible manner that anyone can get access to, and be able to actually make money off of it. And so many of my contemporaries in this industry now, these great brands that people love and that make up, you know, street culture or fashion, menswear, whatever you want to call it, it all started out, a lot of them started out just hand printing t-shirts. So it's really a great way for an artist and a designer who has great vision, who has great ideas, to be able to show the world, look at what I'm representing, look at what I'm talking about, using a $20 t-shirt or even like a $10 t-shirt. It's really quite a powerful medium. When I started the t-shirts in 1997 and in the mid-90s, people weren't thinking so progressively about the t-shirt graphics. It was, a lot of the t-shirt graphics were mainly things to promote their brand. So it would be a shirt with a big logo on it, right? It, you know, like a big Nike logo or a big, you know, Adidas logo or whatever it was. T-shirts were promotional materials. That's really how the t-shirts got to be a big business. You know, large companies would be like, we're doing a function, we're doing an event, and we need a way to promote our name. Let's print our logo really big on a shirt and just give them out for free because they're so cheap. And then what street artists started to do in the 80s and early 90s was they took corporate logos and they started to flip them and do like remixes on very corporate logos, which was really, to me, it was really awesome. I'm sure to the corporations it wasn't awesome, but it was like such a renegade way of saying, like, you know, F society, F the system, you know, like we're gonna do it in our own way. This is how we see things. And the cool thing about a shirt is that you could make so little that the big company couldn't really, you know, do anything about it, because you know, it was like little roaches everywhere, so like they couldn't really stomp all of them out. And people like me were so infatuated by that, we were like collecting all of these quasi bootleg logo flip t-shirts. So that, I think, was really the start of people expressing themselves using t-shirts as a medium. And one of the first shirts that caught my eye was from this artist named Russ, who had a brand which was his name backwards called Sur, S-S-U-R, and that brand still exists today, and it does really, really well today. But back then, he was manning this booth, and he made these shirts. He made one shirt that was the McDonald's logo, but then it said marijuana in it. And then he made another shirt that was the Nike swoosh, but it was a marijuana joint, and the smoke made the swoosh logo. And when I saw those, I was like, damn, that was so awesome. I had to buy them and hook them up with my baggy UFO pants at the time. But those were such memorable shirts to me. And it's awesome to see that someone like Russ was able to build like multiple stores, international business, and like a global empire off of those shirts back in the day. Trend and t-shirts go hand in hand. And, you know, some people think that where fashion goes, t-shirts go, but I actually think it's the other way around. I think where t-shirts go, fashion ends up going. That's how powerful I think a t-shirt is. Because again, it goes back to the idea that, you know, the only way fashion survives is if it survives on the streets, right? Like people walking around in streets have to wear the clothes in order for any brand to survive. I don't care how innovative, high-end couture you are, you can't survive on the runway alone, you know? So if that's the case, if it's the streets that dictates if a brand lives or dies, then it's the people who are living their lives on the streets and walking around on the streets every day that have the ability to make these t-shirts. They're the ones that are really voicing their opinion with the tees. If you think about it, t-shirts are almost like a ballad of a vote. Like it's a casted vote saying, this is what I want to be wearing. This is the trend that I'm going through in my everyday life. So maybe it's all about black. Like I'm gonna wear all black tees, really dark. I think the streets then permeate that. You see a lot of black shirts in the streets, and then I think the stylists, the designers, and the editors start seeing that too, and they're like, man, maybe we should make our collection darker, you know? And then all of a sudden, one season, someone's wearing neon pink, neon yellow, neon green, Volt, and everyone's all bright and fluorescent, and then I think the designers see that and then start designing that into their collection. So I really think it permeates and starts with the t-shirt. The other reason why I think a t-shirt's so powerful because of the feeling that it honestly gives me. I've been designing t-shirts for 18 years now, and to this day, every time I see somebody on the street wearing a Staple shirt, I get goosebumps and I get giddy. Like the feeling never gets old. That's whether you've hand silkscreened the shirt yourself or if you've got a factory making thousands of shirts for you in China. The fact that it came out of your brain and then it got transferred onto a piece of cotton, and now some bloke that you have no idea who this person is, he took his hard-earned money and bought your idea, like your seed of an idea. He like paid money for that on a t-shirt, and now you're crossing paths, and it's like, whoa, I don't even know who that dude is, and he like plunked down 36 bucks for this idea that came out of my head that's now on a t-shirt. That just never gets old for me, and that is so powerful when I see somebody that I don't know wearing a Staple t-shirt. And I really want, I mean, the greatest reward for this assignment is I want you to be able to design a shirt, and sure, your homies and your family members are gonna wear it and it's gonna be cool that they all rock it, but one day, if you design a good t-shirt, someone you don't know is gonna just walk down the street with a t-shirt you designed, and I guarantee you, you'll be hooked for life.